weapon that silences the enemy. Let praise be a weapon that conquers all anxiety. Let it rise. Let praise arise. We sing your name in the dark and it changes everything. We sing with who we are and we claim your victory. Let it rise. Let praise arise. Every voice, come on. We'll see you break down every wall. We'll watch the giants fall. Fear cannot survive when we praise you. The God of breakthroughs on our side. Forever lifted high. With all creation cry, God, we praise you. Oh, we praise you. Oh, let faith be a song that overcomes the raging sea. Let faith be the song that calms the storm inside of me. Let it rise. Let praise arise. Let it rise. We'll see you break down every wall. We'll watch the giants fall. Fear cannot survive when we praise you. The God of breakthroughs on our side. Forever lifted high. With all creation cry, God, we sing. Oh, we praise you. Oh, put those hands up. This is what living looks like. This is what freedom feels like. This is what heaven sounds like. We praise you. We praise you. This. Oh, come on, church. We praise you. We praise you. This is what living looks like. This is what freedom feels like. This is what heaven sounds like. We praise you. We praise you. This is what living looks like. This is what freedom feels like. This is what heaven sounds like. We praise you. We praise. We'll see you break down every wall. We'll watch the
bit about the first time I ever heard this song. It was back in January when I got to attend the Passion Conference. 45,000 young adults. It was a space where we could just leave everything at the door. All the distractions, social media, what the world thinks, Jesus at the center of it all. It's so easy in the busyness of everyday life to make other things the center. When it's all about singing this song, these beautiful power, glory, and his presence was so heavy. I had to kneel before the presence of God because he is so powerful. He is so faithful. His goodness is never ending. What would it look like if we put him the center of not just today, but in how we live our everyday lives, in how we love other people, in the decisions we make, in the way that we trust him? I want you to make this song your prayer. Jesus, for the glory and the honor of your name and your kingdom alone. Let's sing this together. Made this complicated and more. Hasn't it always been about the same thing? For you, be the center of it all. My heart belongs to you, my Savior, all in all. For the beauty of your name, my soul. Jesus, I love you. Teach us to discern, sit here at your feet. Keep us awake to what's important. Oh, for you, be the center of it. You're all in all. You're the one I hold on to. For the beauty of your name, my soul will live. Oh, for the honor of his name, for he is worthy of it. Come on, church. We are so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for worshiping with us. Before you're seated, would you turn to the person next to you, give them a high five, give them a hug, and then you guys can take a seat.
Hey guys, welcome to Life Change TV. Just like you, rearranging their lives around what Jesus says is true.
Here at Plum Creek, we believe that one of the ways we can follow Jesus is to live contributing. We believe that we don't just show up to church for ourselves, but that we are the church.
Contributing here at Plum Creek is a great way for us to show others the love and hope of Jesus. It not only impacts others, but it brings us closer to God in our own relationship with Him. We want to share some stories with you about a few of our people contributing all of contributing.
We started coming to Plum Creek Church, came to a Saturday afternoon service, and we were welcomed with open arms. I'll never forget how that hug made me feel.
From that point, I knew I just wanted to be a greeter. I kept asking my mom. Eventually, she signed us up, and I loved it.
Just the way that someone made me feel when we came through the doors. Whether it be a hug or a smile or whatever it is that somebody needs in that moment.
Yeah, I remember how scared I was walking in those doors for the first time, and when I see new people walk in the doors, I know they're probably feeling the same way. I feel like I need to give back in that way.
Over the years, we've kind of served off and on. When I said yes, I was sitting in the audience. In the meantime, my oldest daughter is already contributing and just really felt God say, you need to be doing this too. When we started doing that as a family, we actually found that we were blessed even more, like beyond measure, really. We get to connect, we're a team. That each of us do in the room, we're planting a seed that will continue to grow in the hearts of the kids that come into the room. This is the place that they come to experience Jesus, and we get to be a part of that, and we get to see them start.
For me, I think I viewed it as something that was originally kind of out of my comfort zone. How would I be able to help? But I really felt a tug. I just said yes and discovered that I can have a good impact. You don't need to have experience or training. You just make that leap and, watch the Lord work.
To help, making sure people are welcomed, I can help them get closer to Jesus.
I don't think it matters where you serve. You find community when you start serving. For us and our family, when we walk into the Creek Kids wing, we feel at home.
I met a lot of new people, and that have changed my life and how much that's affected my faith.
Serving has connected us with Jesus and made us feel like we have a purpose at Plum Creek.
I feel like everyone has that chance to contribute. There's always a spot for you here.
All it takes is that first yes, and God will keep showing up for you every single time you say yes to Him.
It's powerful to hear stories of God's working through the lives of people here in our community. I didn't know if you were saying stop or...
He was going like this. It's powerful to hear stories of God working through the lives of people here in our community. Families like the Stamens and all of our Creek Kids contributors are a vital part of kids in Castle Rock knowing Jesus better.
If you'd like to follow their lead and start contributing, then come out to the atrium after service. Whether it's with students, kids, production, or the welcome team, every role makes a difference and helps you follow Jesus in deeper ways. All of our contributor teams will be out there to help you get plugged in. And if you are joining us online, you can visit plumcreek.church/catalog or go to the Church Center app.
Whether you are brand new to Plum Creek or have been attending local church, you get to experience for yourself the kind of life change found in those stories we just heard.
Stories of life change, because that's what we're here for. Experiencing this God-given vision of seeing change.
Should we button that in?
Changed lives, changing lives.
That's awesome. So good to see you. How's everybody doing? You're good? Fact is, I was about to get on stage, someone came by and go, "Huh, you look like a farmer." And someone else goes, "Bro, you do not look like a farmer." So for all farmers, I apologize. Hey, we're starting a brand new series. It's called Flannelgraph. And for those of you that don't know what a flannelgraph is, this is from my childhood. Now, I grew up with this thing called Sunday school, which was like a little piece of paper that you could stick to these boards and it would sort of illustrate these classic stories of faith. And so we're going to look at classic stories of faith over the next. So, here's a question. What's the stuff that really scares you? Now, here's the truth about all of us. We all sort of fall in some buckets, right, where we all sort of share some common fears. Hands or gasps. How many of you are deathly people? Okay, yep, I don't like them much either. Okay, all right. How many of you are afraid of heights? Do you have any heights, folks? Yep, yeah, don't want to go up. Afraid of public speaking? How many of you are afraid of snakes? Night, and I am not kidding, in a house, finished basement. Never went back down in that basement. Anybody afraid of needles? Got any needles, people? Yeah, I mean, look, there are things, and I was thinking about one of those moments, it was so many years ago, one of those moments that just stopped me in my tracks, made me so afraid, was at a baseball game. Now, I probably couldn't have been 8, 9, 10 years old. I'm not quite sure, but we were at Busch Stadium. And my father was the opposite of a helicopter parent, right? And probably I told my dad we were in the upper deck of Busch Stadium. I go, "Dad, I got to go to the bathroom." And he's like, "Well, you know where the bathroom is. Go to the bathroom." So I got out, and right behind me, I hear this voice go. Honestly, about this time, they had just released curtains, and I was sure this is how that story started, right? You're in a bathroom and someone goes, "Hey, boy." So I freeze and I turn around, and of course it's my dad. So, right, like my dad's really, there are moments in our lives where that will make us so afraid, so petrified. The question is, like, what do we do in those moments? Because I'm telling you, those moments will come. Like big moments. And so I want to take a story that I know you're all familiar. So I'm looking at David and Goliath. And I want to say something from the beginning. One, spoiler alert, David does win, okay? But that's not what I'm really looking at in the moment. I think there's something else happening. But let me set up the story. There's a battle that's about to ensue. Now, at the heart of exceedingly strategic territory, they had been warred over where we find this story. Men of Israel were gathered and encamped in this valley. Saul, and on one side, and Israel stood on the mountain on the other side with the valley in between them. What the Bible's telling us is both armies were in a strategic position. They didn't want to leave the strategic position because if you came from the high ground down, battle. And so they were frozen. They were, verse 4, this happens. There came out in the camp of the Philistines a champion named Goliath of Gath. He had a helmet of bronze on his head. He was armed with a coat of mail. The weight of that coat was 5,000 shekels. Spear's head weighed 600 shekels of iron. His shield bearer went before him. So basically 9 feet tall, which is huge. and he wore body armor that weighed roughly. Dude was enormous. Have you? You're so big. Like in fourth grade, I put one in fourth grade, and he shaved. He was huge, and he was a really nice person. But if he asked you for your hit puberty in fourth grade, no joke, he was 60, massive. And so, let him come down to me, Israel. This day, give me a man that we may fight together. Now, this is just not, if he is able to fight with me and kill me, servants and serve us. And the Philistine said, I defy the ranks of it. This isn't just hyperbole or him sort of like popping off. And they felt like it was going to be a bloodbath sometime calling for. And Israel, for obvious reasons, chooses to send no one, right? Really was frozen with fear past the giant. Malcolm Gladwell, he's an author. I don't know if he's a believer or not, but he wrote about this encounter, this whole idea of faith. When he's talking about our lives, what I mean, or power had those moments when the thing in front of us seems so, it just takes up the whole screen. I remember, I've told this story, when Gray was just, our middle son was 3 months old, and he had a giant does. And we've all had big, that you don't know your way around a traumatic brain injury, and he had a bleed on his brain. I remember sitting in the hospital, and it felt like he called me when his wife went into labor at 28 weeks, and he called me to tell me, like that's a giant. It's just right in front of you. And here's the thing. All of the same thing in common. And it is that when you are in it, all you can see is the thing in front of you. And this is what I've learned. When we get, for 40 days, that dude has been walking down into a valley. And do you know that there hasn't been a fight for 40 days? The dude's just talked. That's it. He has gone down in the valley, looking real big, and he just talked. And that talk that's how it works in our lives. That there is a voice in your head, that it's the evil one. He's whispering lies, and that is true. I look at me, and I look at this giant, and I go, you don't have what it takes, Eric. You can't get through it because I can't win. This is what's happening. Standing on a ridge for 40 days, frozen by talk. A kid shows up. Now this is David. He is just a shepherd, but his dad pecks him. This particular day, he shows up, and he shows up at the time that the giant is saying all the things that the giant says. You know, popping off about God, about their army. And David, being the kid that he is, he says to himself, wait a minute, you're going to let that guy talk and you're not going to do anything? And his brother, of course, being the big brother that he is, tells him, shut up. Go. Can't get it out of his mind. He's going, wait, nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to do anything. Within earshot is like, who are you, right? No, you're not. You see, it's interesting because with David, he's been undervalued his whole life. He's been told he's just his whole life, right? I mean, you look at it, his father didn't think for the next king of Israel. He lined up all his sons except for David. He said, oh, well, he's the runt. You don't want him. When he shows up and he's the only one willing to fight, his brother's like, bro, you're just a shepherd. When he says to Saul, this is David's life, his whole life. Every voice had a vision for him. He was too young, too small, too low, just a sheep kid. And he served God's vision of him. Somewhere along, taught him something about who he was, and he believed it. Man, I can fight this guy. And in verse 34, he says, your servant, he's talking about himself, I used to keep sheep for his father. And when there came a lion or a bear, and it took a lamb from the flock, I went after him. I struck him. I delivered it out of his mouth. If he rose against me, I caught him by his beard, which is amazing. This uncircumcised Philistine shall be like one of them. The Lord who delivered me, listen, the Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear, he will deliver me from. There's something that has happened in David's life that in moments like this, he was able to remember. That I have this, I'm wearing short sleeves so you can see it. I have this little tattoo right here. And I got this for this very reason. It says, David stands in this moment and he said, well, wait. God has always showed up. Fought the lion, he was there. Why would he not show up again? It's like in this moment, he remembered who God was. He's like, he's gonna show us, have moments where when we look back, we can, you know it. It was that moment. I see God's hand. And I see David. David says in 1 Samuel, but you know it now. David says, I love this because everybody else, for the Lord sees not a man as looks at the heart. God had already told David who he was, a little kid. David looks at all the armor, he's like, I can't wear any of this. In fact, in verse 39, it says, and David said to Saul, I can't go with these. I've not tested them. Like, they don't fit him. So he takes it off. He leaves it on the ground. And I want you to see what else he left there. He left every voice, every doubt, every version of himself that somebody else built. He put it all on the ground. He said, that's not my armor. And he walks into that valley as exactly who God said he was. Now, he only had two things that say things in our heads. In fact, C.S. Lewis, he calls it the fallacy of the inner circle. We all have an inner circle in our life, these voices that we've accumulated over life that tell us what we're capable of, where we can go, what we can do, that we're too small, we're too much, we're not enough, we're too big. And he says, so often we're living our lives trying to appease and live by this inner circle that he said, David, armor, I can't do that. That's not me. And so he walks out onto the field with a stick and a sling. Now, if you're the Israelites, you're not feeling good about this, right? Because you see the giant. This dude was like a Grubhub driver. And now he's walking down into the field. We're all gonna lose. And Goliath thinks it's like a joke. In verse 43, he says, am I a dog that you come to me with sticks, right? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. And the Philistine said to David, come to me then, and I will give you your flesh to the birds of the air and to Goliath. And he says this, he says, you come to me with a sword and a spear. I feel like I should read this like Robert De Niro. But I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you've defiled. This day, the Lord will deliver you into my hand, and I will strike you down, and I will cut off your head, and I will give the dead bodies of the host of the Philistines this day to the birds of the air and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know. Not that I am great, not that I can do this, but that there is a God in Israel. Think about it. No bravado. He doesn't say, I'm bigger than you think. I'm stronger than you think. I've got this. He says, you come with the sword. You know what I come with? The name of the Lord. See, he's not arguing that he's enough. He's telling Goliath, I just brought somebody else to the fight. It's funny to me because something did click. And something often does with us. I don't know when it happens, but oftentimes when we're facing some of these moments when we need God to show up, something clicks and we realize, oh wait, God is big enough, isn't he? He made me for this. I can do this. And it happened with David. Now you have to think about it. He's walking out with a stick and then he has one of these things in his pocket. Now, it's not exactly what David had because I bought this on Amazon. But it's real similar. He had a sling. Now, I know when we tell the story, we're like, well, how is this little rope and this little leather going to compete with the big old dude with 125 pounds of armor on him? But it's interesting because I think something clicked in David's mind. Something clicked where he saw past the problem and he realized, wait a minute. I have everything I need. Like, this is all I actually need. Now, you have to understand ancient battle. There were actually 3 types of warriors in ancient battle. There was cavalry, and they were the ones in the chariot. There was heavy infantry, right? They had all the armor on. But there was a third. They're called slingers. Now, historians will tell you that a slinger with one of these right here could actually pick a bird out of the sky in flight. Incredibly skilled, right? That's what slingers were. And David is looking at a Philistine who is in all of that gear. And he's like, oh, well, he's heavy infantry. What am I? Well, I'm definitely not cavalry. And obviously, I tried to put on this, and I'm not infantry. I'm a slinger. And did you know that the one thing on the entire battlefield built to beat heavy infantry is a slinger? 9 times out of 10, they win. The speed at which they would release a rock, they win. And David went, okay, I'm not trained in the army. I was never trained, but I was in a field and it was me and God. And I just took this thing and day after day, I just sort of played with this thing and I got good with this thing. For 40 days, everybody on that ridge, they accepted the fight that Goliath described. Come down here, go toe-to-toe with me. David, he did not. He decided he was going to go with what God gave him, with what he gave him. He never agreed to that fight. And everybody on both sides of the ridge, they were still so blinded by the size of Goliath, they really thought it was a mismatch. They just didn't understand that they had it backwards. Everything David needed, everything he needed for this moment was in his hand. God had given him everything he needed. The very thing that they thought made him nothing was the thing that God had spent David's whole life prepping him with. It's the irony of it all. David wasn't crazy. The truth is, he really did just trust God. He did, and it wasn't a feeling. It was built on the fact that he had seen God go before him and that he trusted that he had given him everything he needed for this. And here's the truth, Plum Creek. As you open this book and you continue to understand it, what you see is story after story, just like this one. I mean, think about it. Moses, he stands at a burning bush, and he is listing every reason why he is not the right guy. And God asked him one single question: Moses, what's in your hand? And it was a stick. But do you know that stick would later be called the staff of God? It split the Red Sea. In 2 Kings, there's a widow about to lose everything, and Elisha asks her a similar question. He says, what do you have in your home? She says, 1 jar of oil. And that jar pays off everything she owes. And then in the New Testament, there's 5,000 plus people who are following Jesus. And they need to be fed. And the disciples say, this is impossible. And Jesus looks at one little boy, his lunch, 5 loaves, 2 fish. It makes enough for everyone. This is the story. See, God doesn't start with what's missing. That's not where he starts. He starts with what is already in your hand. And look, you will face giants. Jesus said in this life, we will have trouble. But here's what I'm learning from this story and from this book, that God prepared us before he ever shows us the giant. He's been prepping us for these moments. This is what I want you to understand about what carried you in this morning. See, God didn't just meet him in the valley, David. He didn't. He was working on him in the field for years. Just David in a field, and nobody was watching. Truth be told, there's so many of us that look at our lives and we wonder if those years that you were working in that place, or those wasted years back on a job that your family dismissed you, every lion, every bear, listen, God was putting something in your hand. He wastes nothing. He just doesn't. And we don't often know it in the moment, but we see it. And I know that when you hear that, some of us ask a pretty simple question. Well, how do I know it's in my hand? How do I know? Because I feel like I'm about to step into a big old fight. How do I know? Well, David didn't really know. I mean, he never stood in the field, taking inventory of what he was doing and going, someday I'm going to use this sling to become famous. They will talk about me everywhere. He just did what was in front of him, right? When the lion came, he chased the lion. When the bear came, he chased the bear. He spent time in this field. He wasn't really training. He was just working. He was just doing the next thing in front of him. And God was quietly building this man. He didn't know that the field was preparation until he was standing in that valley. And that's how it works. You almost never see it going in. And so, where do you look? 5 smooth stones out of a creek. Nobody in any thought, well, this will do, right? Nobody. You see it looking back. Look at the small stuff. I mean, look at the scriptures. It's like a staff, a jar of oil, boy's lunch. And the truth is, so often we're waiting to step into the fight until I thought about Greg. The truth is, when he called me, he didn't. What he had in his hand was a telephone, and he called me. And when he couldn't pray, there was armies of us that prayed for he and Andrea. And she made it. But sometimes it's that simple. The hand is a friend. Sometimes it's a verse that somebody made you memorize when you were like 10 years old, that you crawled out of and barely made it valley, and trust God. If he's shown up then, he's going to show up now. 47, this battle, it's the Lord's. And here's what I have. Use it. Mine. And look. Did he use a sling? Yes. Did it kill Goliath? Yes. But I'm convinced if it wouldn't have been a sling, God would just use the things that we surrender to him. Say, God, it's yours. I trust you. I know you can do this. So I'm not going to sit on the ridge. I'm going to fight. The thing that was in David's hand, it was about whose hand he was in. And it's still true, Plum Creek. I know I need you to speak through me to someone who's in a real tough spot, especially this one. And they're tired and exhausted and can't. None of this was ever about the power of one that was. There was one oil in a widow's jar and a boy's lunch in the hands of Jesus. The God who stood in that valley next to that kid. The same God today. Who is standing in your valley and the God of this story. So, if you are facing a giant, don't believe the lies. All you have to do is give him what you got, and it will be enough. Will you stand with me? We're going to do what we often do, and we're going to close in worship. And the reason why we close in worship, I say it often, is because sometimes the music puts in our mouth words we can't say. We don't know how. And I think if you are in a battle right now, this song is your song. This is your declaration. This is the truth. This is what we remember. And if you're not in a battle, there will be one. Will you help them grasp and worship together?
Together declaring with one voice that we need God. Amen. Come on, we need him every single day, every hour. So beautiful. And we're so I will come, I will serve, I will join you in your work to know you. If you need some prayer, we have a team waiting for you down front.